I'm Mylisha Guest, also known as Your Favorite Cake Lady. I'm in the United States of America, located in Columbia, South Carolina. I'm a home baker slash content creator, as well as a educator of my craft. So I'm also a teacher, a cake instructor. Well, baking, I feel, is baking, and when you add in cake artistry, is one of the hardest things to do. It's different because it entitles several different jobs. So you have to make the icing, you have to make the cake, and then you have to make sure it's presentable to actually give it to someone. So just covering the baking aspect, my family owns a bakery, so I've learned how to bake and the technique of baking along the years. So that just came really natural to me. Um, of course, ups and downs. You have your ups and downs. Everybody's not gonna like what you do. Everybody's not gonna be your customer. You have to establish a clientele that enjoys your product. That's just like with big corporations. Everybody doesn't like McDonald's, but yet McDonald's is still one of the biggest businesses running for years. So you establish a good product, and one thing I would say is to remain teachable. You will have moments where you will mess up, but you want to make sure you can go back and correct your errors. I wish I would have started doing content before now. That's one of the only things that I'm like, I wish I would have done. All along my baking career and path, I've always been taking classes, traveling to taking classes, taking virtual classes. I've always been very teachable. I always take a lot of clientele. So it never was a time where I was like really lazy or wasn't taking orders or took time off. Some of the things I wish I would have known was to tap into the internet. It is so much clientele online. I had 5 people text me this morning and they're like, I saw your Facebook, Instagram, and I want to get a cake. You almost, once you start making content, you have now made a level of income as well as you're promoting your business all in the same realm. So it's like you're doing a job, but you're also, that job is helping you grow some money. So you're getting paid from content as well as making money while making the content. So that's something I wish I would have been, faced my fear and did. One thing about my audience, even beyond social media, is I'm always introducing myself as your favorite cake lady. My brand has become a part of my purpose, and it has become a part of something that I take everywhere with me. If I'm in the grocery store and somebody says, well, you have a lot of powdered sugar. Hi, I'm your favorite cake lady. I'm a cake artist. I sell cakes. I teach cake decorating. I'm always introducing myself. I don't share my energy with a lot of people, but I know how to be sociable enough to promote my brand. So I'm a walking brand. I even have t-shirts that have like my information on the back. Some people will see me. I even have like shirts with my kids' teams on it that say Cake Lady. I'm always promoting my brand. I'm never prideful to the point where it's like I'm scared or I'm timid. I'm one of those type of people. I would get up with a sign on the side of the road and say, hey, looking for, I sell cake. I'm looking for customers. You got to put yourself out there. I'm very transparent with my process. That is a good market, not only for my classes, but as well as for my cakes. My transparency, my ups and downs, it helps people to understand that I am normal. I'm a normal person. I'm just like anybody else. I'm a single mom. I gotta clean my house. I gotta go to school functions. I gotta do A, B, and C. So with these things, you come very relatable. And when you're relatable, it's easy for people to say, you know what, I just want to support her by buying a cake, or you know what, I need to take a class, or you know what, that happened to me and I just started baking and she's been in the game for years. So transparency is often a test for you to be able to share a testimony with people or what happens to you. So sharing a lot of my testimonials about things that happen within my baking career and what happens to me helps people, relate to me and either want to purchase from me or take a class from me or just want to engage with me in general. It helps you to expand. It helps you to become better. So to educate yourself is always to become better. I'm going to be honest. I try to take at least 2 to 3 classes a month, if not more. So being teachable, being able to, open up and engage with people, learn from other people, and even supporting and learning how to clap for other people plays a major role in when it's time for you to be clapped for. So I try to tell people, you clap for others, you support others, you turn around, you're doing something similar, you're going to want that support as well. So that plays a major role. That's major key. Not selling cakes for money. So even though baking is a business, you want to be more purposeful than just money, 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 dollar, dollar, dollar. Because you got to remember, you're making stuff with your hands. So when somebody comes back and say they don't like something that you made with your hands, it's way more hurtful than if you had a product that you purchased from China and then resold. So I try to treat my customers like family. Anybody who spends over $400 with me, normally I would surprise them with a gift card of some type of appreciation. And in the back of their head, I don't care who their cake lady was. They're never going to forget my cake lady gave me a gift. My cake lady gave me something. I had my best friend purchase a cake for me today. Today is her birthday, and I purchased her a flower bouquet. She's probably not even expecting that. But I'm like, it's the fact that you want to support me, you're giving me your money, and I cherish that. I don't run sales or discounts on any of my products. So for my loyal customers, once they get to like cake 5 or 6, once their birthday actually hits, I try to give them a free cake. So just by doing those little things here and there, throwing in the extra cupcake, hey girl, taste this red velvet cake when you pick up. They remember you. They remember your personality, being on time, answering questions, having a positive attitude and good energy. People will give you your money off that alone. We all know somebody that does something great, but their customer service isn't up to par. So having a good experience with a person lets you know, okay, my money may be a little funny, but with her, I know what I'm getting. This experience is going to be good. It's going to be worth it. And so I'd much rather go with that than go cheaper and kind of have a bad experience. So that's how I retain customers. I have some customers that have came 10, 11 times, all the way since the start of me starting. And that's just with me being able to also take accountability if I'm right or if I'm wrong, if things go good, if they don't, being on time, being punctual, being able to communicate, and also just small gestures. Well, cakes is like kind of like my therapy. So it's something that I wake up and I do. And to be honest, when people often ask me, what do I do for a living, I just tell them I'm a stay-at-home mom. Because it just feels like I don't work. You know, it feels like I don't work. I got up every day. I'm punctual with scheduling. So I tell people a lot of the time, it's not the craft you choose, but it's actually the lifestyle you live. So me getting up every morning, getting dressed for myself, putting on clothes, not having someone stand over me like a supervisor or a boss, and get up and do something pertaining to my business, whether it's content, whether it's baking, whether it's a paid order, whether it's a slow week and I'm doing something just for content that I may give away. You got to show up for you. And that's what keeps me going. To see the smiles on people's faces, to be able to do what I want to do in life and have my freedom, that keeps me going. And I'm telling you, people only see on one side of business, but it's a lot of ups and downs that comes with being a business owner, especially with decorated cakes, because cake isn't a necessity, it's a luxury. So it's not always needed. So in order to be able to stay afloat, to stay positive, I only surround myself with positive energy. So that helps me to say, you know what, these people that I'm around are positive. They feed into me. They tell me I can. So I know I can. You know, knowing exactly who you
Okay.
are, that motivates. Advertisement. I spend I used to do advertisement Thursdays, which I would get up and actually take flyers out and put them on people's cars. I've actually purchased billboards within my city. And it was me holding like a cupcake, and it was a super cute billboard. So I know, of course, it would catch people's attention when they drive by. So I got billboards that were on some of the busiest roads within my city that I could use. Also networking, reaching out to people for contracts. I have several realtors where I will reach out to them and ask them, would you like the contract when you close on a house? If I do a cake for you for this price, the person then gets the cake. That person enjoys the cake. Then they want my information to purchase cakes. Just opening my mouth and always being sociable. But like I say, now, when I first started off in business, I had a lot of business cards, a lot of things. But once you become something that people really can't get to, almost like a luxury of designer clothing. Designer clothing really doesn't have to advertise itself after a while. You want it, you know where it is, and you want to get to it because you want to be able to brag about having it. So now my whole demeanor with me promoting my business and advertising myself is allowing people to find me. Even though I'm telling them about me, I'm still allowing them to find me in the luxury of my cake. So yeah, advertisements. Thursdays I would get out on foot. I would go around the businesses. I would go to churches. I would call. I would network with different people. I would go to parks. I would go to clubs and put my card on the cars while they were out there. Because a lot of people at the club at night or at church. So just putting yourself out there, even if you got to do it on paper. More transparency content on showing the bad. A lot of the time when we see bakers, we see them making a cake, everything's going well. They're not showing the dishes. They're not showing the day the buttercream just didn't work out. You know, those are the type of things that keep other bakers going. Yesterday I shared a video of me completely not having a good weekend. The cake didn't come out how I was supposed to, and it got me down. And I had like 15 bakers reach out to me and say, Malisha, Dad, I needed that. To hear you say that, it's like I know I could keep going. So that's the type of content I feel like we need more transparent content. Okay, I got it. Okay. Partnership is great. I'm always trying to get with the young ladies in the surrounding areas, which is like Augusta, Charlotte, several different cake artists. I actually, before I got on the call with you, I was thinking about getting a couple of the cake ladies together. I've had cake ladies. I had a cake studio called Cake Boot Camp. It was a learning center, and I had several bakers come from other states and come down and have classes at my building. So partnership is definitely key because we don't know it all. With cake, cake has its different fortes, just like hair. So, you know, you have braiders, you have natural hairstylists, you have different types. So with cake, it's similar. You have different categories of different types of bakers. You have people who know a little bit more about bakery, and expanding and baking in batch. And then you have people who know more about artistry. So partnering with those people is good to be able to teach other people as well as just learning how to set up and how things are ran. So partnership is great. The bakers that I share a lot of knowledge with, I like Ebony Ivory from the Ebony Ivory Cakery. She's about an hour away from me, but she's in another state. I like Cake Flores. I like Cake King. He's more of an OG. I like Portia Kimbrell. I've traveled to several of her cake retreats. I like Cupcake Mama. I like Julie from the Sweet Hustle. I like Tamara Bryant. I've taken a class with her. I like Timbo Cakes. He specializes in hyper realistic cakes. I like Joy Cows. She's here, located in my city. Shakoria Cooper. She was in my city. I'm not sure if she moved. She's a really good decorator. I could go on for days. I could go on for days. The community is so large here, and in other countries, the community is large.
Okay. Okay. My next question is: how do you differentiate your baking brand from competitors around?
Well, for one, when I'm thinking, I don't ever think about competitors. I don't ever think it's like always just me versus me. Nobody could ever be me. The experience that people have with me, even without on a baking level, is always a great experience. And I just lead with that. You know, me, I'm the walking brand. The cake is a part of the brand, but just giving people comfortable They can feel comfortable with me, almost like I'm their family member. So I've learned that that's grown my business a lot, with people just feeling very comfortable with me. That way, if I wake up one day and I do have a bad day, they know that's not in my character. You know, they know me. So just letting people, like, giving people the real me has been really, really good. And like I say, also offering an experience of being on time, doing good, showing up. That's always different, because people be being late. And people don't like people who are late. A lot of people who do have a lot of money, they like timeliness. They like professionalism. They like organization. So just keeping all those good characteristics in mind, they help me to just stand out. Making pretty food, making people happy, and freedom. Overall, just freedom. Like financial freedom, freedom of time. Time is so precious. Time, people say time is money, but you can get money back, you can never get time back. So I enjoy the fact that I can work on my own time. I love the fact that I can create, and I may say, okay, you know what? I need to take a 2-hour break and get my creativity flowing and come back. So I love that. I just love everything about cake baking all around the board. I'm really like a cake addict. I would say I felt pretty bad this weekend, but I don't count any worst moments. I only count teachable moments. So I don't really count anything as a fail. Everything is always a, okay, that didn't happen how it was supposed to happen. What did I learn from that so that we can grow? So we don't count worst moments or fails. That moment may have made me feel bad, but I'll never feel that way again. That's how I look at it. Whatever I gotta do, however I gotta educate myself, I won't have that feeling again. So I don't count too many worst moments. My experience with bad clients is always a full refund. That's always my experience. It's always just, this is my artwork. It's like the Mona Lisa, and I give you your money back, and then we part ways. And one thing about me, I always part ways in good character on my end. I'm very forgiving. I feel like forgiving is something that you just have to be. You can't be yelling loud. You just have to take it for what it is. A refund is always, well, I didn't try to run over you or take your money. And forgiving on my end, like maybe that person, you never know what they was going through in their life. You never know what was going on with their day. So I'm a very forgiving person. I give a lot of grace. So bad customers, I wouldn't say. I may have had some customers in a bad space. Education. I say that overall, education is the benefit from collabing with other bakers, because anytime you get around somebody who's doing something like you should always pay attention so you can be able to learn. So I tell people a lot of the time, people are only going to want you for you. So it's not like somebody can per se put you on and then you do well. You have to want to do that for yourself, but they can't educate you. They can't show you the way. They can lead you to the water. They can't make you drink it, but they can lead you there. So that's one of the biggest things, just learning different styles, learning different things, and possibly coming together to collaborate to help some people, you know. You have some people with competitive mindsets, so you won't be able to work with everybody. You've got to learn that you can only do what you can do, and then you got to leave it at that. You got to learn that some people just won't like you, you know, and you have to take that for what it is. And that's why I say I just always work out of my own character. If I know my character was good and I played my part well, I'm gonna always be the person who is the bigger person, you know. And strictly that's just it. You just gotta know you won't be everybody's cup of tea. Benefit of social media is everything. Social media is everything when it comes to a baking brand. From advertisement, like I say, to the money that's available on social media, to reaching people. You know, even us here today, we reached each other through social media. So that just allows me and lets me know that we could be reaching people. I've had people in Ghana write me and say, you know, I really, really like your cake. So I'm reaching people not even in America. Social media plays a major deal if it's utilized the right way. It's like a job to me. I don't really utilize it for personal life. I just utilize it for business. My advice to them would be to find a mentor, find somebody that can mentor you, somebody who has a good rapport with baking. Also take your time. Don't come in, come in more professional. Make sure you have a good social media imprint. Social media imprint plays a major role in whether people want to shop with you, because people believe everything they see on social media. So you are whoever they think you are from what they see from your videos. Um, Make sure you're doing good business. Make sure you're being on time. Make sure you're being organized, and make sure you're being fair and you have accountability. Would be the number one thing that I would tell a person coming into the baking business, because you're going to mess up. So you got to be able to say, I messed that up. I got to take accountability. You can't just say, oh, what a customer. Da, da, da. You got to be able to have accountability and say, let's go back, try it again, and do better. If I had to change anything in the baking world, it would be we don't get enough flowers. We do so much, and it's like I've noticed that when people get things from like hairstylists and nail techs, they shout the hairstylist out, they shout the nail tech out. The cake lady is never on a platform. It's never a platform for the cake lady, and it's a lot of work. So if I had to change anything, like I said, it's amazing what you're doing, giving bakers, cake artists, the whole community a platform. We need our own platform. Like they have reality shows about everything else, but they don't have reality shows about what we do. Or any, it's like nothing about what we do is important. I always hear people say, for a cake? What do you mean for a cake? That took me 2-3 days. Like, we don't get enough flowers. So giving people in the community our flowers. The creativity um in Africa is amazing. The way the girls stack the cakes, the chocolate ganache, the size, the massiveness. I pay attention to a lot of different countries and how they do. In India, they do a lot of perplex, almost like artwork type style cakes. They use a lot of chocolate. So we all got together and mixed all those different talents. Like it's like we all have our own, like American style, African style. It's just those styles all together are amazing. Like amazing. Like you could tell an American cake from a person who made a cake in Africa. You can tell the difference, like right off the rip, because everybody has their own set of creativity. So with me, I often say, I want to go to Africa and I want to learn how to stack the cakes up tall. I want to, like how they stacking them all tall. And then I noticed that they put a lot of their culture into the cakes with the beads. I'm telling you, I pay attention, even down to their weddings, the dresses. I'm watching. It's so different. So I feel like if we had some type of platform where we could all mix together, we would be able to learn so much from each other. Y'all see a lot. That's all I can say is a lot. It's gonna be a lot. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep pushing. Y'all can expect to see me in Ghana soon, cause I'm gonna be over there. I'm gonna
Okay.
be over there real soon. So you can expect to see me traveling a lot of different places, doing a lot of different stuff, just putting exposure on the whole world and the baking cake artist community in general. So I won't be quiet. I definitely be being seen. Baker TV show was amazing. I think that it's a great platform for bakers. I really, really, really think it's a great platform for different cultures to meet. Overall, I think you're doing a really good job. I think this is a really great purpose. I enjoyed it. I really did. So when you reached out to me, I was like, I absolutely want to take part, because I'm always willing to network and like different cultures. I love to learn about different cultures. So yeah, I think it's amazing. Negative feedback is usually handled with me reaching out to see what I can do to make it better. After I've reached out, which is like, can I refund you? Can I redo the cake? After I've done all I can do, then normally I'll just give an apology and leave it there. So it's never me venting to my community. Oh, da, 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 da. Never. Because like I say, people live in different minds. Everybody got a different mind and different emotions. So you never know what a person is going through that they could just really be taking it out on you. So I just handle negative people by seeing how I can accommodate them to make them feel better. Let's do this again for sure. I definitely want to do this again with some bakers from other countries. I want to talk to them. I want to get some insight. Maybe, we can get on camera and do a cake on camera, on live. It's, it was just a beautiful experience. I enjoyed it.
Okay.